voltmeter. Okay, so first we will see how to calibrate a calibration of voltmeter, then we will see ammeter. Okay, directly I will draw the diagram, a connection diagram, how to calibrate a voltmeter. Okay, just copy the diagram. So once copied, then I will explain how to calibrate a voltmeter. So by using this potentiometer. It's a very simple topic, and it will take very less time, and it is very easy to understand also. Yeah. Calibration of voltmeter. Okay, once again I'm telling, so what is the meaning of calibration here means, the calibration means here indirectly, so the deciding the scale for the voltmeter directly. That is the meaning. Okay, or verifying the voltmeter indirectly. Okay. For this calibration of voltmeter, we require one DC source, a stabilized DC source we require one. A stabilized DC supply we require. One DC source like a battery. One battery we require indirectly. Okay, stable. A fixed voltage battery, right? It is a stabilized. I will give the names parallel. It is called stabilized DC supply. So this is our stabilized DC supply. A source, a DC supply source. So this is called a stabilized DC supply source. Okay, now we are giving indirectly we are measuring this stabilized DC supply voltage by using a voltmeter. Okay, so voltmeter means, so the voltmeter must be connected in parallel or in series. No? The voltmeter must be connected in series or in parallel. The voltmeter must be, yeah, good. So in parallel, I will connect the voltmeter now. But before that voltmeter, I will use two knobs directly. That means two rheostats directly. Okay, now. For the variation of this DC supply voltage. For the variation of this DC supply voltage, I will use two knobs. So one knob I am calling as fine knob. I think you heard those words also here. Fine and tune. Okay. So I will keep one rheostat here. Variable resistor, and I will keep one rheostat. Please copy the diagram parallelly. This is one rheostat, consider here. So consider one rheostat here. Variable rheostat. Right? And consider one more rheostat here also. Okay. Right. So now this rheostat is connected to this so this rheostat is connected. Okay. It's a variable rheostat. Both will be variable rheostats. So one rheostat we are using for fine variation. Okay, fine means small variations. One rheostat, and another rheostat we are using for large variation. For large variation, we are calling that as a coarse. CORS. I think you heard that word, right? In our where we find out that knobs, no? Coarse knob and fine knob. Can anyone tell me where we will observe? Anyone? Where we will observe that coarse and fine knobs? Yes. where we will observe coarse and fine knobs. Anyone? So where we will observe coarse and fine knobs for the variation of voltage. Yeah, anyone? I think you should know. So those coarse and fine knobs. So now I will connect my voltmeter in parallel. So where I will connect here. So here I will connect in parallel here. Here I will connect my voltmeter. Okay. Okay. So here I will connect my voltmeter in the middle. Right. So this is my volt. Okay. And the input voltage indirectly for this voltmeter we are providing from this. Okay. This variable rheostat, it is connected to our voltmeter. Okay. No? Right. Now observe here. This rheostat will give the fine variation of input voltage. No? Fine. Remember this video come across these words, no? Fine, coarse, COAR, coarse. Fine tuning, coarse tuning. Anyone? Did you come across those words? Fine tuning, coarse tuning. In which laboratory? Anyone? Yes? All of you are there. So now what we are doing is, as of now, just we are measuring that input voltage. Okay. So and I can change that input voltage by using this rheostat. This rheostat we are calling as fine variation. And by using this rheostat, I can vary it coarse. Okay. By using this coarse rheostat indirect, coarse knob will be there. Okay. By using that coarse knob, we can vary the voltage at larger variation, like so 5 volts, 10 volts. But when it comes to the fine knob, I can vary in the range of 0.5. Okay, 1, 1.3. So like that. Okay. Whether you observed or not, in our EDC laboratory also, in our EDC laboratory, we are having so DC supply, right? DC supply boards, we are having an RPS box, regulated power supply. In that RPS box, so are we having this fine knob and coarse knob, right? How they will operate means this is how they will operate. Fine knob and a coarse knob. Now by using this voltmeter, we can measure. That's not a problem. But our requirement is what? We need to calibrate this voltmeter. Okay, now whether this voltmeter is giving correct reading or not. That is the meaning. Whether this voltmeter is giving correct reading or not, we need to verify. How we need to verify? I mean, first of all, consider this voltmeter is having a range of 0 to 300. It is having a range of 0 to 300 volts. Okay. After connecting this voltmeter shows 200 volts voltage. Okay, all of you understood? This voltmeter shows how much voltage, ma? 200 volts. Now we need to verify whether that voltmeter showing 200 volts is a correct value or not. Yes or no? How to verify? By using a potentiometer. By using potentiometer also we can measure that EMF value, no? Voltage value, no? Yes or no? So by using potentiometer, we can measure that EMF value. Yes or no? We can measure that EMF value. without having any problem. But here, the problem here is observed here. What is the voltage measured by this voltmeter? Yes, anyone? What is the voltage measured by this voltmeter? 200 volts now. Yes, sir. But by using potentiometer, what is the maximum voltage we can measure now? Yes. By using potentiometer, what is the maximum voltage we can measure? Anyone? What is the maximum voltage we can measure? So first of all, consider DC Crompton's potentiometer itself. So by using DC Crompton's potentiometer, can you tell me what is the maximum voltage measured by a DC Crompton's potentiometer? Yesterday we have seen. Anyone? What is the maximum voltage we can measure by using a DC Crompton's potentiometer accurately? What is the voltage? If you consider the dial switch, if it is a dial switch, if you place the dial switch at 15th position and the circular slide were at 200th position, what is the voltage we can measure maximum? If the dial switch is placed at 15th position means what is the voltage? 1.5 volts. Yes, sir. And the circular wire, if it is placed at 200th position, what is the voltage measured? 0.1 volt. Then what is the total voltage we can measure by using a DC Crompton's potentiometer? Just how much? It is just 1.6 volts, right? Yes, sir. But here, this voltage, so this voltmeter is measuring how much value? 200 volts of voltage it is measuring. Yes, sir. It is measuring 200 volts. That is the reason why. So here, it is not possible to connect. So here, it is not possible to connect the voltmeter, that is potentiometer, directly across this voltmeter. All of you understood. So it is not possible to connect potentiometer directly across this voltmeter. Now, what we will do means here. It's somewhat interesting. So now what I'm telling you, this voltmeter is measuring the voltage of how much? 200 volts. That means what is the voltage between these 2 points now? Indirectly. Can you respond at least this question? What is the voltage between these 2 points? If it is measuring 200 volts, what is the voltage between these 2 points? What is the voltage between the 2 points or 2 ends? Yes. Anyone? What is the voltage between the 2 points? 200 volts or not? Yes or no? The voltage between the 2 points is how much? 200 volts. So it is 200 volts. Now what we are doing is to connect the potentiometer. Okay. To connect the potentiometer. Potentiometer can measure how much voltage? No? It can measure how much voltage the potentiometer. DC Crompton's potentiometer can measure how much voltage? A DC Crompton's potentiometer can measure the maximum voltage of how much? Babu, are you listening or not? I don't know. Huh? A DC Crompton's potentiometer can measure say maximum voltage of how much? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, good Vignesh. 1.6 volts. That is what I'm telling you. But if you're not having interest, just inform the HOD madam. So we will stop online classes. Yes, sir. We will inform your parents. So they are not interested in listening the classes. Like that, we will inform you. Simply we'll stop. So we'll stop these classes now. Right? There's no use, right? If you're not following and if you are not trying to understood, there's no use. So there's no use at all, right? Now what we are doing means, so we need to step down. We need to step down the 200 volts into 200 volts into in the range of our potentiometer voltage. That is up to 1.6 for that purpose. So here we are keeping one volt ratio box. Okay. We are calling this as what? We are calling this as volt ratio box. It is also known as potential divider. What is the purpose of potential divider? With the help of potential divider, we can vary the voltage, right? Yes or no? The help of potentiometer, we can vary the voltage now. So here also we will use 1 volt ratio box. Okay, it is known as volt ratio box, or it is also known as what? Right. Right. You know? So now we are keeping 1 volt ratio box. It is also known as a potential divider. So the purpose of this volt ratio box is observed here. This volt ratio box can change the input voltage. This is 200 volts now. So it is having a range. Okay, it is having a range from 0. Consider it is a 0 point. Okay, it is a 0 point. If you connect to this point 0, and then consider to 25, and then 50, or 50, 100, 100, 150, 200, okay, na? 250, and then 300. Okay, na? So this volt ratio box will convert the input voltage into, it is 0. Okay, not visible now. 0. Okay, right? This is 50 volts. What about this one? 75 volts. And this one 100. And this one is 150. Please try to understand. Once if you understood the voltmeter, no, the remaining ammeter and the remaining things are simple. So 200 and 250. Or else consider 300. No problem. Okay. This volt ratio box, what it will do means, it is different color. Okay, na? So this volt ratio box, what it will do means, whatever may be the input voltage, okay, whatever may be the input voltage, it will step down. It will step down that voltage to the potentiometer voltage value. Okay, that will step down. Whatever may be the input voltage. It may be 300, or it may be 200, or it may be 50, or it may be 10 volts. So by using this volt ratio box, what we will do is simply we will step down that voltage into the range of our potentiometer. Our potentiometer voltage range is how much? 0 to 1.6 volts now. Now here we are connecting to the potentiometer. To potentiometer. Now all of you understood that. Now we are calibrating a voltmeter. So by using what? Potentiometer. Okay, now. So these 2 points are connected to the potentiometer. Okay, now. First of all, consider the voltage here measured is 200 volts. This voltmeter shows 200 volts. Now we connected 200 points here, volt ratio points. That will step down that voltage into the range of 1.6 or less than 1.6. And corresponding the multiplication factor we will know. Based on that multiplication factor, and if you multiply that multiplication factor with our potentiometer reading, okay, now. So then that value must be equal to how much? 200. Then this voltmeter is giving correct reading or accurate reading. All of you understood how we are calibrating a voltmeter. So by using potentiometer, for that purpose we require one stabilized DC supply we require. Okay, na? Because if the input supply is not constant, okay, na? So which are the voltage or which are the voltage value measured by that voltmeter also not constant. That's the reason why we need to use one stabilized DC supply, and so we need to use one fine knob for the fine variation of input voltage and coarse knob for small, that means large variation of input voltage. And then we need to use 1 volt ratio box. Okay. And then so we need to use 1 volt ratio box to change that voltage into in the range of our potentiometer voltage. Okay. This is my volt ratio box. Okay. Right. So now by using this potentiometer, you will measure that voltage, and after multiplying with this multiplication factor of this volt ratio box, then we need to get the voltmeter reading. If you are not getting that voltmeter reading means, then it will show some negative error or positive error. So positive error means what? If it is showing more value. Negative error means if it is showing less value. Okay. All of you understood how we are calibrating voltmeter by using what? Potentiometer. Yes, copied everyone diagram. Yes, can I respond? Either you copied this diagram or not. Once if we copy now, then we'll see how to calibrate ammeter also. Calibration of ammeter. Yes, can you respond whether you copied or not? Yeah, so good, Samita. What about remaining students? Yeah. Please copy it, ma. Everyone has to copy it. Then keep it as calibration of ammeter. Now can you tell me, ma, can you guess how to calibrate a ammeter by using potentiometer? Can you guess? Potentiometer will measure voltage, right? Not current now. Yes, sir. Any idea? What is the modification we need to make? What is the modification we need to make for this circuit for the calibration of ammeter? Can anyone guess? Or we require volt ratio box in case of ammeter for the calibration of ammeter? Yes. Anyone? What is the modification we need to make? Definitely observe. So first we require definitely one stabilized DC supply we require now. Even for the calibration of ammeter also. We require one stabilized DC supply. Consider this is my stabilized DC supply. And for the variation of input voltage, we require coarse and fine tuning, right? That is coarse and fine knobs, no? Definitely. As like earlier, we require a coarse knob and also fine knob. But here, when it comes to the ammeter, how we are keeping this coarse and fine knobs up here? It's not like voltmeter. In case of voltmeter, we used one potential divider indirectly for coarse variation. Yes, sir, we can observe here. We can observe here. This is nothing but a potential divider, no? This is nothing but a potential divider. But what about this one? It's like a rheostat, variable rheostat. Please also try to understand. Right? Now, when it comes to the calibration of a meter, also we require coarse tuning and fine tuning. But how we are doing that coarse and fine tuning? Observe. Here I will keep one rheostat, and I will connect one more rheostat at the bottom. So here I will connect one more rheostat. Right. Okay. So here I will keep rheostat here, and here also I will keep two resistors. These two resistors will be used for the fine variation. That means fine tuning in that. So here I'm keeping one rheostat. And here I also keeping two resistors. Then now we are connecting one ammeter. Ammeter must be connected in series or parallel. Series, right? Not in parallel. Now I will connect one ammeter here in series to my circuit. Okay. Now, so this is my course knob here. Course. And this is my fine. So current must be varied in series, right? Not in parallel. No? The current must be varied in series, not in parallel. No? That's why both coarse and fine tuning, okay, resistors, we are keeping in series only. Please try to understand the difference between calibration of voltmeter and ammeter. It is a coarse tuning element, and this is a fine tuning element. And we need to connect our ammeter now in series, right? So here I will connect my ammeter. Now where we need to connect the potentiometer? Can anyone tell me how to connect the potentiometer for the calibration of ammeter? How to connect the potentiometer? Anyone? How to connect or where we need to connect? Yes. Observe here. So definitely the ammeter must be connected in series only now. I'm connecting my ammeter here. Okay. That will measure the current value, the input current value. Now where we need to keep our potentiometer for the calibration of, use red color. Now this is my ammeter. At the end, Pawan Kumar, the end means how? The potentiometer will give the voltage value, not current value. No? And how? That means how I know my ammeter is getting correct value. This is my ammeter. For suppose, if you connect one potentiometer here at this position, the potentiometer will give the voltage value, right? Not current value, no? Yes or no? But this ammeter is giving current value. So this ammeter is, for suppose, consider this ammeter measures 10 amperes of current. Okay. Now, if you connect the potentiometer here, the potentiometer will measure what? Voltage value, right? Not current value, no? Right? Then how can, so then that means how can I know that this ammeter is giving correct value or not? Anyone? Any idea, Mo? Any idea? Right? For that purpose, what we are doing is near to the resistor. Which resistor, Shiva? Fine resistor. Yeah, you got some, so you got some idea. Good, Shiva. Right. So where we need to keep our potentiometer is observe here. Potentiometer will measure the voltage, no? So it is not measures current value, but we require current value, right? Yes or no? But if it's, so if the potentiometer measures the voltage value, standard resistor, good, Shiva. Super. Yeah, that's what we are doing. So that's what we are doing. So now, when it comes to the potentiometer will measure the voltage value. Okay. Now, what we are doing means we are connecting our potentiometer across one resistor. Here I will keep one resistor. It is different color, not like blue color. I will use red color. Okay. Here I will keep one resistor. Okay. Now what I am doing is here. Now I am connecting my potentiometer across this resistor. Now I am connecting my potentiometer across this resistor. Now can you tell me, Ma, if you connect the potentiometer across this resistor, the potentiometer will measure what? Indirectly. The voltage drop, right? Yes or no? Potentiometer will measure indirectly the voltage drop across the resistor or not? Yes or no? Now if you connect potentiometer here across these 2 points, the potentiometer will measure what? The voltage drop across the resistor, na? So clear. But the voltage drop across the resistor is nothing but the current into that resistance value, na? Yes or no? Current into that resistance value, na? For suppose, current into that resistance value. So for suppose, if you know that resistance value, if you know that resistance value, and if you know the voltage drop value, can we measure the current passing through the resistor or not? If you know this value, if you know this resistance value, and if you know the voltage drop across the resistance value, right? Now, can we find out the current passing through this resistor or not? That's what we are doing. That current value must be equal to what? This ammeter current, right? So now, this resistance I am calling as a standard resistor. Standard resistance is nothing but a known resistance value. Okay. So here we are keeping one standard resistor where S is nothing but I will write also where S is nothing but S equals to we are calling as standard resistor. Standard resistance means it is a known value. I know the value of that resistor. Standard resistor or resistance. Okay. This is the standard resistance. Now I know the value of this standard resistance value and I know the value of voltage drop across the potentiometer. Now can we find out the current passing through the resistor or not? Yes. That current value I must be equal to what? Can you tell me? Anyone? The current value I must be equal to what? The current passing through this resistance. Its potentiometer voltage. Yes. Yes or no? That potentiometer measures voltage. Measured voltage. That is Vs if you consider. Why? That standard resistance value. Yes. That will give the current value. No. That current value must be equal to what? Our ammeter reading. No. Suppose if this current value equals to 10 amperes, consider. Now my ammeter also has to show 10 amperes only now. Yes or no? Then only my ammeter is showing correct readings. All of you understood where Vs is known as. This is how we can calibrate an ammeter by using a potentiometer. Where Vs is nothing but potentiometer voltage. It's simple, I will write potentiometer voltage or voltage drop across the, or it is also known as what? Voltage drop across what? Voltage drop across standard resistor. Na? Have you understood? How we are calibrating an ammeter by using a potential. Have you understood? Yes. Yeah, good Shiva. That's it. So V by R. Okay. So this is how we can calibrate an ammeter by using a potential. I hope you all understood, right? Both the calibration of voltmeter and then calibration of ammeter. Similarly, we will do one more thing also. Everyone copied, right? Can I respond more? Copied or not? Is copied or not? Yeah, good. So the remaining students also respond both the calibration of voltmeter and the calibration of ammeter. That's what the remaining students. I think almost 49 members were there. Huh? Right? So once if you understood the calibration of ammeter, then keep adding as all of you. The next one is the next topic of the year. Keep adding as. So in this diagram itself, I will make the modification. I don't want to draw again. Okay. Let's keep adding as measurement of unknown resistance. Okay. Measurement of unknown resistance. Now we'll see how to measure the unknown resistance value. Anybody has, all of you? Measurement of unknown resistance. Okay. I will use the same diagram with some modifications. Now what we need to do more? We need to measure. So we need to measure the unknown resistance value. I will use the same diagram. I will use the same diagram, observe here. The only modifications where I will make this observe here. Now we need to measure some unknown resistance value now. Yes or no? For that purpose, what I am doing here is observe here simply, I will remove this ammeter. I don't require this ammeter. I don't require this ammeter, and I will keep my unknown resistor here. Okay, this is my unknown resistor. Okay, this is my unknown resistance. Consider that value as capital R. Where capital R is what? This is my unknown resistance. Please copy this diagram also parallelly. This is my unknown resistance. As usual, S means what? Standard resistance. Now, we know the value of S, right? S is nothing but standard resistance, or it is also known as known resistance. Okay, it is also known as known resistance. S means standard resistance or known resistance. Now observe here. It's somewhat interesting. Now can you tell me how to measure the unknown resistance value capital R? Anyone, any guesses? Just by seeing this diagram. Can we measure? Is it possible? What is the value of R? How to measure that R value? With single potentiometer, is it possible to measure R value? With single potentiometer, it's not possible. Observe here. So for that purpose, what we are doing is, I will connect one more potentiometer. Observe here. I will connect one more potentiometer across this unknown resistance value. Okay. I will connect one more potentiometer across my unknown resistance value. If we connect two potentiometers like this, these two potentiometers will give the readings, right? These two potentiometers will give the voltage drops across unknown resistance and across known resistance also, right? Yes or no? And similarly consider the current passing through this both resistors. The current passing through the both resistors, consider that current value is capital I. This current value is capital I. Now can you tell me what is the current passing through the unknown resistance value? Capital I only, right? And what is the current passing through the standard resistance also? Capital I only now. Both are connected in series, right? Yes, sir. But by using this potentiometer, we will measure the voltage drop across this resistor. And by using this potentiometer also, we will measure the voltage drop across this resistor now. Yes, sir. Now all of you observe, I will write that expression. The voltage drop across the unknown resistance value, I am indicating with V suffix R. Okay, V suffix capital R. So V suffix R represents what? The voltage drop or potentiometer reading. That is equal to what? The current value I into R now. Sir. Similarly, the second potentiometer will give the readings of what? V into S now. The standard resistor voltage drop. That is equal to how much? Yes, that is equal to how much? The voltage drop across this resistor is nothing but what? Nothing but the current I into S now. Right? Now we know the value of what? VR value we know. Okay, na? Vs value we know. And S value also we know. Okay, now what we are doing is, now from this expression, can we find out the expression of the current I? Current I equals to what? Current I equals to what? VR by R now. Yes, sir. Current I equals to VR by R. And similarly, from the second expression also, what is the current value? Vs by S, no? Both the current values, yeah, good Shiva. Vs by S. The current value is same, now we can equate, right? VR by R equals to Vs by S, no? Now from that we can find out the R value, right? That's what we are doing simply. Very simple. Very simple way of measuring unknown resistance. Right? The current I equals to now Vs by S. Now we can equate this VR by R, that is equals to Vs by S. Now we can get the expression for the capital R. Now can anyone tell me what is the expression for the capital R? Final expression. Now I am equating that VR by R that must be equals to Vs by S. Now can you tell me what is the expression for the capital R? That is unknown resistance value. Vs by S. Okay. Now can you find out the expression for our unknown resistance value, right? So this is VR by R and Vs by S. Both are equal. Now from this subsidiary, S value we know, right? Vs value from this potentiometer we know now. VR value from this potentiometer we know now. Now finally, what is the expression for our unknown resistance value? Capital R equals to what? Capital R equals to, from this subsidiary, capital R equals to VR into S now. Yes, VR into S by Vs now. Finally, so this is how we can measure the unknown resistance value by using potential. I hope you all understood, right? Calibration of voltmeter, calibration of ammeter, and the measurement of unknown resistance value. So by using a potential meter. But when it comes to the measurement of unknown resistance value, we require two potentiometers, right? Yes or no? Single potentiometer is not sufficient. So we require two potentiometers. Yes. Understood, everyone. So with this, I will stop here. If you're having any doubts, you can ask me. This I will take attendance. Just give me 2 minutes. Is copied, right, everyone? Not copied, I will.
Yes, sir.
Once copied, then I will take attendance. We'll stop.